Hey, what's going on? Welcome to my first try with my editing with Adobe Premiere Pro 2023. Kind of versed my Wondershare Filmora, I think version 12 that just came out. And it might be 11. I'm saying 12. I really don't give a fuck. Yes, I swore. I'm not going to share this with you. Maybe I will, but this is my way of saying, listen, as a somewhat beginner, and I say beginner because y'all be like, you're lying. You shot videos for 2 years. Well, I did that in Wondershare Filmora, and it was quite easy. And then I had computer problems. I also have speaking problems, if you don't notice. And I went through a divorce. I didn't have a studio. You can see I just kind of got it set up in the spare bedroom here. It's not kind of like elaborate like my other wraparound desk. You'll see a lot of changes coming soon. And the irony is, it's learning and it's adapting. I got a lot more fun tools to use. I got a nice vlog camera. I'm still using my Logitech Brio, 2 of them. And I got the vlog camera, and I'll put that in there too. But the quality is always different. I got the lighting setup is better in here. And then it's just kind of getting used to the cameras, the motions, the transition. But I want to see what it's like sound quality wise and also the editing software to put these videos together. This has to be long enough to have some content. I wish I could pan around and show you in here because goddamn, having a camera where I can actually get control, pan in, pan out, and left, right, it'd be phenomenal. But guess what? Poppa B don't need that shit. And I don't even know if it's going to be the Poppa B show anymore. It could be just something random. I mean, what's creative for me? I got to sit down, reopen my box of tools, rethink maybe branding. Maybe it's just not sitting down here and riding the fence and talking about no bullshit. I always get left, right, confused when you're doing the camera because it's just kind of the opposite. But maybe it's time for a change, man. Maybe I need to jump on the Amazon bandwagon, unboxing. I mean, influencer. What am I supposed to influence? I mean, it's tough when you look at the age group that I have, right? There's several. I mean, you're talking like there's only top 10s, but there's hundreds of us out there, but only like 10% may be successful over the age of 50. Well, fuck. I'm over fucking 50, right? So how's that supposed to be for me to try and sell to the masses? I mean, what is my market? What do I have to do here? I mean, am I supposed to rely on Think Media because that younger generation has been hired because they're so clever at creating all the media outputs? And I say media outputs, I mean, they're putting together, they live on this. This is their life. They're on discourse. They've been gaming. They've grown up in this world. And for some of us dinosaurs, the 10%ers, and I'm not even there yet, I hope to be there, is we've got to navigate in this world of the younger generations. And it's funny to think, how do we survive that? How do we get beyond that stigma of being the dinosaur, the 50 and overs, having a successful vlog or a social media channel or YouTube for that matter? Well, you got to be creative. I'm not one of those ones that live on to give you advice, but I'm telling myself, as I'm telling you, we have to be creative. And you're going to watch me do what I do, and we'll see. I mean, maybe I'll take it from, what the fuck is his name? See, this is the 50 and over fucking forgetful thing, and you'll hear me, and I call it like it is, and maybe I'll beep out these swears because I can't get monetization if I want to swear and be myself. That's another thing that kind of fucking sucks. And beep, that you just can't be who you are because then it's tough to get where you want to be. I mean, I'm no Steve Rogan. I mean, we'll be the 50 and over club, but I mean, he's put in a lot of work to be where he's at. And I mean, that's in the ring, out of the ring, octagon, on the floor, on the mic, on a show, on the big screen, little screen, and just in general everywhere. I mean, he was the next shock jock, so to speak. But he gets to say what he wants to say. Man, does he do it well. And he does it with vigor. He does it with tenacity. And man, does he get paid. But take a little piece of that wagon. I'll take 2% of his droppings. Throw it this way. This guy's going to put a kid through Yale. Maybe he'll be the one that showed me how to do all this stuff someday. But you know what? This is for me. So What do we got to do to be creative? You see how I did that? I call that the Biden effect. And if you don't like that, fuck off. I just, squirrel, was trying to talk about how do we change who we are, or how do we project who we are. Are we that colorful, that bright, that vibrant? Sometimes it takes a niche, right? It takes you to stand out. And what if you don't have that standout, that wow factor, right? Bright colored clothes and, the Dos Equis guy, because I think one of the top 10 was this guy, and his fashion was just insane. But also, he is in the minority. I am a straight, white, bald guy. All right, so I got nothing going for me because I'm not a 50-something bisexual bald guy wearing bright colors. Nothing against that at all. I just don't have that going for me. So what do I got? I got my mind in my mouth. That's all I got to sell me is my mind in my mouth. But there's got to be a shtick. Is that it used to be a collar shirt. It used to be my hat for the Poppa B show. You can see it behind me. I wore my hat, my Peaky Blinders. I mean, those hats were me. They define who I was. But let's strip it back a little bit. I don't want to be the hat guy. I don't want to be that. It's got to be something different, a little more professional, a little more outlandish, but something that puts it out there. And what do I do with that? So sit back and watch me unpackage the new me somehow. Because as I'm doing these creative ideas, I'm sharing it with you. And I'm putting it all here on camera to see if it works. And then I could actually sit there and say, aha, I told you so. This works. I took advice from other people, or I looked at what they did, and then I was just kind of laying the groundwork. And I got to circle back around. And I have many videos from when I did the Poppa B show on YouTube and the No Bullshit channel, until I figured out there was another guy that had no bullshit, and he was a bullshitter shitbag. So I had to transition from No Bullshit to the Poppa B show, because that name was dragged through the mud by a shitbag. And I read the whole story on it, but you can't have that name. That name... No bullshit. Oh, that's like, son of a bitch, that left right thing. And I tell you, it's still going to get me every time because I'm old. I'm in that 50 and over club. So hang on. Watch me unwind. Watch me go crazy. Watch me succeed. Watch me fail. And then watch me figure it all out. That is not giving up on failures. Every failure is an opportunity to learn and to see if I can get it right. And I'm not taking it out on Think Media, because Think Media gave me a lot of great information. And maybe someday I'll be the 50 over club on Think Media with those kids, because I'm going to be preaching to people that are my age. They have a little bit more hard time with doing this kind of stuff than the younger generation. And maybe that's where I go, is that Think Media has all those young generations, those brilliant minds. Someone like my son, he's in Yale. I can't wait to see what he does with his education and the knowledge that he's going to bring. And he's going to school his old man on a lot of things. I used to thought I was smarter than the average bulb a little bit, but it was dimmer. This kid is going to impress me. So that's me bragging about my son. Has nothing to do with me. Squirrel Biden effect. Here we go. Hang on. Watch all the video edit magic that I got going on. And let's put it to the ring. What's going to work better for me, my Wondershare Filmora or the very expensive Adobe Premiere Pro that I just paid for? And let's see what I can do with this video. It's 8 minutes. My average recording for my shows, give or take, I was at a cusp is I wanted 13 minutes. Anything longer than that, you're going to have a general disconnect. It's too long. It's too much information. You're going to find it to make it shorter because they're always engaged. It's easier to be shared. If you're doing a 30-minute segment, come on. That's like doing a Wednesday, Thursday night sitcom. It's got to be very eye-catching. It's got to be very entertaining. And this sort of thing sometimes isn't all that. And I'm looking at that camera when this camera's going, see, that's a fail. That's one thing you're going to learn how to do, is just make sure that you know what you're doing. You'll see me look down. I got to get over that to pan from camera to camera somehow. And then it's just how it goes. So in 5, 4, 3, Biden effect, 2, 1, fuck you.